So when Parfums De Marly released Althair, I went to the department store to smell it, and I came away thinking, I really like this fragrance. It smells nice, but I don't love it, especially for the price tag of, I think it was around $265 for the 75 ml size, and if I recall, about $350 for the larger bottle. So during Black Friday, Duo Fragrances was running a sale for 36% off, and I checked out their site and saw that they actually had a clone of this fragrance, so I figured I would give it a shot. If you're not familiar with Parfums De Marly Althair, I will give you a quick overview of this fragrance. Alright, let's quickly take a look at Althair. So this is basically described on their website as a fresh vanilla fragrance. It has top notes of orange blossom, bergamot, and cinnamon, mid notes of bourbon, vanilla, elemi, and then base notes of gaiac wood, ambrox, praline, and musk. So when I first spray this on, the main note that I get is orange blossom. Underneath that, there is a little bit of warm vanilla and some light sweetness, along with a touch of cinnamon. So after a few minutes, that orange blossom really dies down a good bit, and this is when it really opens up into be a more vanilla predominant scent. It's a really nice, creamy, and warm vanilla. It's not sweet at all, and with that vanilla comes just a subtle touch of spice and cinnamon, along with a little bit of sweet notes like praline. There is also a musky undertone to this fragrance as well. It does have musk in it, but sometimes you can get an animalic quality from orange flower, and it's definitely present throughout this fragrance. To me, it doesn't come off as a very heavy gourmand or an edible type fragrance. It's more like a slightly sweet, comforting, and warm and cozy vanilla. Man, it's a nice scent, and I really like the way it smells. It's like the epitome of a fall fragrance. For me personally, I just can't justify spending $250 to $350 on a fragrance that I like but not love. So is The Eagle Has Landed by Duo a worthy clone, and is it worth getting? I will say that it is not inexpensive as a clone. It is $55 for a 34 ml bottle, which price per ml, that's not cheap at all. But I did get it on sale for 36% off, so I ended up paying $35.20. So that comes out to be just at around $1 per ml. I know there's tons of clones out there that you can get a 100 ml bottle for $25. So it's going to come down to the same thing. Is the price I pay for this worth it? I will leave a link in the description along with a coupon code for 15% off. Duo has over 1,000 fragrances on their website, including tons of clones, hybrids, and their own originals, if you want to check them out. So the link below is an affiliate link. So if you don't want to use that link, of course, you can go to Google and type in Duo Fragrances and go to their site that way. So the presentation is fairly simple. They essentially use a stock bottle with a wooden style cap, a pressurized atomizer, and they use a unique sticker for each fragrance. Okay, so how does The Eagle Has Landed compare to the original? So when I first spray this, I get a very strong, almost overpowering blast of orange flower. That's compared to the original, which orange flower is still the prominent note, but it's more smooth and linear. The Duo version is a lot stronger, and it's a lot in your face, and it's just really loud off my skin. Having said that, it's not one of those clones that kind of does their own thing in the opening and then dries down into the original, and then you realize what they're cloning. Right off the bat, you can tell that this is an Althair clone. It's just the orange flower is just way more predominant. After about 15 minutes, the bulk of that overpowering orange flower dies down, and what's left is a fragrance that's very, very close to the original. I still get that predominant orange flower note, but underneath that, I get that warm vanilla, that very comforting, nice vanilla that's mixed with just a touch of subtle spice like cinnamon, along with that mild sweetness with that praline note. So once this reaches the full dry down, then to my nose, it's basically identical to the original. The only difference is that it consistently pushes off of my skin a little bit more. It's like they took Althair and turned the volume up to 11. So the performance on this, I get 8+ hours, 10 hours some days on this, and I get really good projection. The scent trail on this stuff is amazing. It's very, very similar to the original. And the very first day that I wore it, I did get compliments from 2 different women. So while the opening is not quite there, it's a little too strong, and the orange flower just doesn't come off as smooth and as nice as the original. The mid and the dry down is really where this clone shines. Personally, I enjoyed this fragrance, and it was definitely worth the $32 that I paid for it. I really enjoyed that warm, inviting, musky vanilla that lasts pretty much all day, but I'm just not wanting to pay $250 to $350 for this type of fragrance.